That was the thing.
Hello,
That was the
everybody.
funniest intro I've ever seen in my life.
Yay! Welcome to All Up in Your Wreath
Thing.
Business,
That
our
was
very
so
first
fancy.
show. Yes,
You
we're
should be
fancy
super
up in
proud of
here.
yourself for doing all that. You're gonna have to teach me a thing or two. Let me share this real quick to my page. How is everybody? How
Hello,
are
welcome, welcome,
y'all?
welcome. We get some comments pulled up. If you all are joining us, drop a hello in the comments. Hey, Sherelle. Hey, Matilda. How you guys doing today? We are getting all up in some Wreath business today. This is our very first podcast show. Hello, Regina. Great to have you.
Y'all, I'm just copying and pasting this link so I can share it on my page real quick. So
Hey,
here.
Sabra. You guys,
How
this is
are
going to be a
y'all? Happy
very, very, very
Sunday.
special show. Yes,
I just want to first say that I'm so honored that she chose me to be her first guest. And I am so proud of you for doing something that nobody else has really done because you know what? I mean, like, where would we be if we didn't have others to try to tell their testimony and, not that whatever I is, have done or whatever is the right thing, but, it's just, like we were talking about, there is no perfect way. There's just to do it right and keep going.
yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. So if you guys haven't met or known Miss Candy is with Candi's Creations. She's a top designer in our community, in our industry. She also has Candi's Design School, which I have been a part of, and she's been a great and awesome mentor to me for the past couple of years, and I just adore her. And so I wanted to get her in here. Yes, Coach Candy. I want to get her on and
Hey.
have her in as a guest just to kind of get her background
You know
story.
what? That really, like, all of those things still sound so weird to me. Like,
It's happening. It's real
I am
life.
not kidding. Like, always the person that I don't want anybody to dote on me. I don't want anybody. I know that sounds cliche or whatever else, but I am honest to God like that. Like, I just don't like. I don't want anybody making a big deal over me. So it just sounds really weird.
Well, we have to give you your flowers. You do deserve them, ma'am. You do deserve your flowers.
Thank you.
You
That's
are
a lot
doing
of
it,
people
girl.
see it. They don't see the weeds. They just see a lot of flowers.
Hey, Michael.
Hey,
Got the white
Michael
body in the
Matthews.
house. How you doing? So yes, we just kind of want this to be a natural show, just to come on and make it feel like we're having a conversation. All the things that you want to ask and kind of get to know a person about, just to kind of hear their journey and where they came from and where they're going, where they may see themselves in the next couple of years. So my first question I want to know was how did Candi's Creations become? How did it come about? How did you first start your business?
I don't know. Like, y'all, I have the most terrible memory. It's awful to say, but I can't remember making like my first little Thanksgiving wreath, which was the most pitiful looking thing ever. And then I made my friend a Georgia Bulldog wreath. I live near Savannah, Georgia. So I live in Richmond Hill, Georgia. And I made a Georgia Bulldog wreath for a friend. And it's like, I don't know. I think that is part of like, all of y'all will know too, when you have a passion for something, whether it's painting, making wreaths, like anything, you're a sport, like anything that you just love to do, it's just like inside of your soul. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't know what it was. The more I just wanted to learn more. I wanted to learn more. I would watch YouTube videos. I would just like try to still to this day soak up all the knowledge that I can. And I remember watching YouTube videos of how to make bows. I wanted to learn how to make a hand bow so bad, and I wanted to learn.
Yes.
I wanted it to be good. I wanted it to be different, And I came up like with two different um, YouTube videos to create how I make my bow now, which has been a practice over years. Y'all, you're looking at literally 9 to 10 years of Candi's Creations. And my friends laughed at me when I said, what am I going to name my little business? And like, I've had an Etsy shop forever. I just never utilized it until like the
Yeah.
past 3 or 4 years. I really, really started focusing on it. And honestly, y'all, that's when my business changed. When I started taking my business serious as a business and not a hobby, that's when my
Yeah.
whole life changed.
Yeah.
So I think that's basically kind of it. Like, years ago, 9 years ago at least, is whenever I just started doing it and playing around with it, doing things for friends. And the more and more I do it, and that's what I tell the people in the design school, is like, it's like a muscle. Like, the more you do it, the more you're going to grow.
Right.
It's like working a
Yeah.
muscle. So it's muscle memory. It's just practice really does. I'm not perfect, but it makes you better. So that's just all it is. Hey, Michelle Williams.
Yes, so we just love those candy bowls, you guys. We love the candy bowls. I do them all the time.
I'm so glad
So
because
make
there's
sure
so many
you
people that are like, I
candy
try and I watch
bowls.
that slow motion video and I just cannot do it. Yes, you can do it. Don't tell me you can't, because you can, because there's so
You
many people
can.
I can tell that I teach or whatever. I see their work and I know they're in my design school, or I know that they have been working on it. I have a free whatever video on my KANDI'S Kreations page that you could watch. So,
Yeah.
anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
see,
be
I know
sure,
the
you
people who
guys, if
I
you
know the
go
people
follow
who
her
work.
for the
I know
bows.
the people who try and keep going and try and try and try. So I see them.
Yes, yes, yes. So just what motivated you like to keep going as far as making it a business? What motivated you to go there? Like, was it someone in your family, or
No, I
just
mean, I think
just
it
a
was just a
dream?
passion. I think it was just a passion of it was
Yeah.
something that I love to do. When I started it, so I have, if you don't know, most of you do know, I have a 21-year-old son and a 20-year-old daughter, and they were small at that time. And, I don't even know if I was working. If I was, it was just part time or something like that. And as a stay at home mom and whatever else, like, you just kind of look for an outlet to have something to do for yourself or learn or be, it's something that it's about you. And I think it was just an outlet for me. And I just, when I started doing it more and more and realizing that I had some sort of a talent with it, I
Yeah.
just was like, it's like rewarding yourself when you see you do good. You want to do it more, right? I
Right,
mean,
right. Yeah.
so, but I don't know if you want me to go ahead and go into this, but like, I worked part time when the kids were small. I really worked peak time on Mondays and Fridays as a teller at the bank. And then my grandma got sick, and I was with her the last 8 months of her life. If you don't know that either, my grandparents raised me as a child. My parents are around, but um, they raised me, and my grandma got sick, and I was with her the last 8 months of her life. And then after that, I got a job at the orthodontist, and I used to take x-rays and photos of new patients and when they got their braces off and stuff. And I really loved my job. But just after a while, it just got really, because I was doing that on the side, like making my wreaths and stuff. I would have to come home and make wreaths at night and stuff. And it just got to be hard, y'all. The people who do it as a job, have a job and a 9 to 5 job, and come home and create.
It's
I get it.
hard.
It is the balance is so hard.
Yeah.
And I did start my design school before I quit my job, and I just had to. And I remember telling my husband, I was like, I'm gonna leave again, and I'm gonna do, but I promise it'll be different this time. It'll be different this time, because there was so many things that I tried that didn't work out as far as work wise. And when I look back now, it is so clear that God has a plan for my life,
Yes.
that it is so crystal clear. And when I tell y'all that you just have to have blind faith and trust the process, there is no, and that's just in life in general, not even when what we do, you just have to
Yeah.
have childlike faith, and you just have to believe that there's a plan for it. When I look back and see how it all, unfolded, it's, true. It's just how it all worked out. And I still, like, I still don't claim to know everything, but I can tell you one thing. I have learned that if you're not working on yourself, you're working against yourself.
Yeah, that's right. That is right. That
So,
is right. That's the message. Y'all know I love a good message. That was the
do you
message.
want to read? Do you want to read some of these questions that some people ask?
Sure. Christina
Oh,
asks, Anna Christina says, what makes it a business and not a hobby? She said, I guess, what do you mean by taking it seriously?
when I decided to get my LLC, when I decided to really push my Etsy shop, not rely on my local customers. I would starve to death if I would have relied on my local customers. Nobody wants to pay over $100 for a wreath around here, right? I
Right.
mean, I do have some, don't get me wrong, I do. But most of my stuff, I was boxing up stuff for UPS to pick up here right before this interview. So like you have to find a way for people to buy from you online and advertise online. And right now, y'all, if you're starting out, Etsy is the best thing because they advertise for you. People fuss about the fees and da 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 and whatever else, but there's nowhere else you're going to get the advertisement where people go. It's their own search engine. They're going to go there looking for what you have to sell. You use the right keywords, you follow and do the training for it and all that, and you can be successful at it. You just have to, like everything else, you have to work hard at it. So then I ended up, I got my LLC. I started separating my money. That was a big deal for me.
Oh yeah.
I used to, I had a little checking account that had where my paycheck went from my orthodontist. And I used to, use out of that and I know that's how it has to be at first, but when I started, I got my, to get in Georgia, to get an LLC, you have to have, to get a bank account, you have to have an LLC, a business checking account. So I had to do all that. And like, just when I started doing all those things, separating it, putting in the work, I work on and my husband will tell you all the time, we're sitting there watching TV. I'm working on my Pinterest. I'm working on my YouTube, like just little things here and there. So like, just a lot of different things that it could be to be that way. What do you think, Pilan, for if it's not a hobby and a business, what do you think?
Right. It's definitely, once you decide that you're going to make it a business, going and registering the business and, like you say, creating those entities and really setting it out and following the guidelines in your state. Because each state is going to be different.
Listen,
but yeah,
I am not going to sit here and
all this
and
stuff,
tell
you're not a hobby anymore.
Right. And let me tell you, I was so I was scared to death about taxes and all this and all that. And there is just something to be said for doing the right thing. And you don't have to know. Go to somebody that does know.
Right.
You don't have to know. That's what people get paid for. They know. They'll help you. It's okay. Don't be scared.
Yeah. And we're actually lucky. I shared a few weeks ago, we have Jennifer Pritchard Irwin. She's actually a CPA and she's a wreath maker. So she actually put a tutorial out on Etsy. It is on my page. I pinned it to my page earlier, maybe 2 weeks ago. And I just think that is such a jewel to have, because a lot of people don't know. If you go get a CPA, it might run you a couple $1,000s and stuff like that. But she can give you the guidelines to start out. Just to make it not so scary for you. Like, please utilize those types of things. People like Damon with business coaching, invest in yourself, right? Invest in your business. You definitely have to invest in yourself when you begin to take stuff seriously and really want to take the steps.
Absolutely. Yes, for sure.
I think we're so passionate about wreath making and designing and doing everything. We want to make all the things pretty. We don't want to, take the time to do those things.
You, the business side of my business is not my favorite.
You don't want to.
No. I just do. I do what I have to do, and then I just hand it to somebody else.
Yes. So I really wanted to know, how did you come with your KANDI'S design school, and like, how did you meet Megan and Jennifer and you all decide to come together?
So I had the design school for about a year, I think, whenever before Jennifer in, and I can't remember I'm telling you, my memory is awful. But Jennifer living next to me, I used to be really good friends with, and I still am good friends with them, but it's such a weird coincidence because Jennifer's family we were very close to them. They have kids that are the same age as mine, and our husbands used to coach baseball and softball together and whatever else. And she was always like, my cousin's like at MoodMakers Live. I went to the second one. That was my first one. So the one in NOLA. And we just happened to be at the Starbucks downstairs where there was 900 people at MoodMakers Live, if y'all don't know that, the second one. And it was so busy. But we were down there and she was already in the Candy crew and I didn't even really know who she was. And she was like, whatever. And we just got to talking in the Starbucks. I was like, how did I not know this? Whatever. And from then on out, she's only 30 minutes from me, maybe. I started going over there. And when I went over there, girl, this is before I had my space. I was looking at her space and I was like, this is a dream. I don't follow Jennifer with Jam Designs. Like she has little mini houses. Like she has a spring shed. She has one huge 40-foot one that has fall and Christmas in it and all that. So I started going over there and playing in her stuff, and especially with both of them, I really think, of course, God puts people in your life for a reason. There is no doubt about that. And I think light attracts light. And I, when I saw Megan on live, she was already in the design school too. And her Facebook, her live came across my feed, and I sent her a friend request, and she sent me back a screenshot with a heart around my friend request. And she's like, oh, I'm fangirling. I was like, what are you talking about? And ever since then, we've been best friends too. And I just loved, of course, like everybody loves Megan. Megan with Gal versus Glue Gun. She is she's a super bright light in this dark world. And I just think we all need more of that, right?
Oh, yes.
I just feel like both of us, me and Jennifer, were talking about that today. When we see somebody, we're gonna talk to you. That's just how we are. I met you for the first time in person last weekend. You know us. We're gonna talk to you. Like we don't meet strangers. All three of us are the same way like that.
Yeah.
So we just make a really good team, and I'm blessed every day that they have, become part of what Jennifer runs her own trucking company. So she's really a boss babe in another aspect.
Yeah.
Amazingly talented at cemetery saddles and sprays and centerpieces. And she does really a lot of the home decor more stuff. So if y'all don't know, but me and Megs make more of like the whimsy kind of centerpieces and stuff. So we all just give a little bit of something different, and that's what we like. So, and we have really formed a family. Like, it's just, I could not imagine doing anything else in my life. And whenever I feel like, what am I doing? What do I think I'm doing? And then God will send somebody to my DMs or something and just say some of the nicest things. And I'm like, what did I do to deserve this in my life? But he always reassures me when I'm wondering what I'm doing. It's like, okay, I got it. I understand. I know my mission. I got it.
Yeah. Well, we definitely love all three of you guys. If y'all haven't checked them out at KANDI'S Kreations Design School, check them out. They all bring something very spectacular. And we love Miss Loudmouth Megan and Miss Jen. She's like an aunt to me. Like, I just love Jennifer. She's so welcoming. Like, she just feels like family as soon as you meet her. And
that's probably what I saw in Jen too, is that not to be getting too much of my business. Like my mom never really, my grandma was my mom, my matern, to mother me or whatever else. Yeah. It's weird because Jennifer's 9 years older than me, and I'm 9 years older than Megan. Like there's 9 years. So we, not that she's old enough to be my mother at all.
Yeah.
Like that, but I think she probably gave me that I was looking for too, I know she's a very spiritual person. Mm-hmm. I can tell her what she prays for me, regardless if I have to ask her or not.
Right.
But I know for a fact that if I have her, I have somebody praying for me. And so it's just there's just something that just not replaceable with all that. Our husbands get along amazing. We just went and had lunch with them. It's just I don't know, it's just a good thing. And I think God doesn't do things by mistake,
Yeah, definitely. So we have another question by our audience member. She says, what do you do if you get in a slump?
Yeah, I saw that. Take a rest. Don't quit. Just rest.
That's right.
Y'all, this is probably TMI, but I'll tell y'all anyways. In January, I had a full hysterectomy thinking it was going to help my migraines. Well, it doesn't seem like it really has. So I'm just going to try to get on a different medicine and whatever else. But my whole point in saying this is this past few days, I have not even felt like putting a foot in this place. And yesterday I took a nap during the day, and I don't do that. And today I felt a lot better. You just have to, when you get in a slump, and this is what Megan says too, if you get burn out at Christmas, y'all know we're making Christmas in August, and we're all burnt out by the time it gets real close. We're we're done. And but you know what? Go make something else. Megan calls it cleansing your palate. And to be able to go cleanse your palate, start, fresh, like try something else. Look on Pinterest. Go try to get some inspo or whatever else. Like I could be in a slump and I'll be on Pinterest or something, just looking, and I'll see something beautiful and I'm like, oh my gosh, it'll inspire me and get my juices flowing again,
Yeah.
So, just a couple of things. Look for inspiration and also just rest. Don't quit, but rest. I've tried to quit quite a few times and it never works out.
No. You'll find yourself wanting to put something in a Wreath.
Yes.
Yes. Oh no. So what do you love most about teaching others?
Oh my gosh. Well, I never knew that I would make such a big difference in somebody's life. I mean, other than my children, and because that's what everybody says too, is like, oh, you're so lucky you get to live your dream. Well, y'all, I've been married for 22 years. I have 2 awesome kids. And when I was growing up, all I ever wanted to be was a good mama and a good wife. I don't know if it came from my childhood, of being raised by my grandma or what. I don't know. But that's all I ever wanted to do. Was I got married at 22 and had my first child at 23. I just I've been living my dream for a long time. Is it always sunshine and rainbows? Absolutely not.
No.
But to be able to live, with my passion, to do my passion for a job, that is a dream. That really is. I mean, I cannot even describe how thankful I am for God to allow that for me. But whenever I really, girl, when we were leaving General Wholesale, I won't say her name, but a lady came up to me and she was crying and she was like, you don't understand what you've gotten me through. My dad just passed away from COVID. And all of us influencers, we get those messages a lot.
Yeah.
And it is the most touching thing that I could ever sometimes when we're like, I don't feel like going live, or I don't feel like doing this, I don't feel like doing that, you have to not think about yourself. You have to think about the other people. My sweet friend Mary Joy in the group, she's been there from day one for the past 3 years. And she's like, I found you on YouTube. I never put anything on YouTube hardly. So it's just you never know who's watching you. You never know who you're inspiring. You never know who you are making not give up.
Right.
So I'm not perfect. And I always, I get the notion to give up too. It's hard, y'all. It gets hard. Some days are a cakewalk and some days are a struggle. We are all the same, y'all. We are all the same. We are no different from each other. So you just all that I am is a product of not giving up. I'm going to tell you, that will always be my testimony. I was in my craft room before I got out in my shop. And I said, God, if this is what you want me to do, you got to help me figure this out.
Yeah.
And I just kept going.
That's it.
So that's just it. You just have to find all the ways. I was getting on to Pilan. I was like, girl, you need to make you a link. You need to get affiliate links. You need to do this. You need to do that. So I don't claim to know everything, but I'll try to help you, to show you what helped for me. I mean, not everybody wants to do, having a group is a lot of work. And so you just have to, if you're not going to do that, you need to record tutorials and put them in your Etsy shop. You need to find a way you can make money while you sleep. And it's hard. It's not easy. But if it was easy, everybody would do it. So there's ways, y'all. You just have to. What happened to you before you did all this fancy stuff? How did you figure that out?
I went to YouTube.
Exactly.
I went to YouTube and I Googled and I said,
you know what GTS means? Google that stuff. There is a world of internet in this world, y'all, to figure it out. And there's a book, and I did the audiobook. Everything is figure outable. And I've always, even before I made Wreaths, I always had that mindset. If you want to do something, you can do it.
Oh, yes.
So my son's just like me too. He's in Nashville right now recording songs and stuff.
Yeah, I'm so proud of him.
I never in my life would have thought that was going to happen.
No,
ever.
But I like that too. Especially if someone tells you that you can't do it. You want to light a fire. Watch me go. Tell me that I can't do it, and I'm going to try my best to do it.
Absolutely. Hey, Michelle. Yes. I'm gonna
Yes.
have to go back. Hey, Uncle Donnie. Y'all, we still been called. Did you ever know why we called Craig?
Oh yeah, because he was like,
Oh God. Anyways, I'm not
I
trying. I
love
need to
Craig.
stop because I
Craig
keep
Craig gives
interrupting
a
your
lot of
interview.
inspiration too. I have to get him on the show. But I just want to thank you so much. Where do you see yourself coming, like going in the next 5 years, you and your company?
No, I have no idea. I
All
never
right.
told myself that I would sell supplies, but my husband, he keeps pushing me to do it. He keeps pushing me to like, y'all, we got home, so we drove from Louisiana in the RV, and then we got in Jen's. We got to Jen's house, and we drove from my car home. And he's like, "You need to do some local wreath classes here by yourself. You need to rent out the city center and do that." And I was like, "Well, I've thought about that, and I've had people ask me to do it. I probably will." He's like telling me, "You need to do this. You need to do that." And I'm like, "Hold on a minute. We just drove 12 hours, 13 hours. Can you give me a break?" So, yes, I mean, there's other things that I want to do, but honestly, like, I do think to the future, but I don't obsess everything. I just ride the wave. Like, I mean, I've always been that way. Like, as long as I am putting one foot in front of the other and like something will pop in my mind and then I'll execute on it. Right. So
Right.
I don't
Right.
have like, oh, in 5 years, I'm going to be this or whatever. Like, I don't
Yeah.
really have that kind of plan. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's good or bad, but
No, I think that's the perfect answer. I actually myself, like, I know which direction I'm going in, but I like short-term goals better than a long-term goal because God changes your plans, right?
yeah,
Oh, he'll change those plans. You think you're
girl,
gonna set out to
yes.
do something, he'll turn something, like you say, you'll execute something that pops up that he'll give you, and then
Right.
you realize, okay, God, so this was your plan.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Yes. That is
So,
100% true.
yes, so
I
I
just
just
never
I'm kind of the same way on that.
if you would
So we
have
do
asked
have another
me
question from the audience member. I saw one. Okay, Bree Tate says, "Have you ever stopped creating because of a period of no sales?" She says sometimes she thinks about just giving up. She feels like she's taking up space.
well, if you have things that are not selling, a lot of times I'll just if it's like an abundance of things. Like I have a couple of and what I do with my wreaths that don't sell, I box them up in the boxes that I would ship them in. I don't strap them down or anything because when they do sell, and they will, y'all. I had an ant wreath, a watermelon ant wreath that I had last summer and it just sold a couple weeks ago. So I'll just go take it out, fluff it. I might add a little bit more filler to it because y'all, I don't know, but even from last summer, my taste and my,
You'll
design
grow. Yeah.
changes. Yeah, you change. And so I just kind of spruce it up some and then I'll zip tie it to the bottom of the box and then send it out. But it's already in that box is what I'm saying. And it's protected. So
Yeah.
that's how I store mine. But if I have one that has not sold, I will add to it, redo it. Excuse me. I'll just try to do that, or you could try to, go do a craft show locally and get rid of them that way. I always, this is no right or wrong answer about getting rid of things that are not selling, but I don't really discount my stuff a whole lot, like run sales. I'm not saying that is a wrong thing to do. Maybe a holiday sale is fine, but I just don't want to train my customers to wait on a sale to buy my stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
just feel
Yeah.
like that's what happens with me, and I'm not going to sit there and wait. I'll just box it up and save it for the next. And that's what happens too, is that usually it'll be the first thing that sells the next
The
season because
next
it's
season.
already in your shop. I have 2 Halloween wreaths that are so cute. One of them was so cute. It was a witch wreath. It was a Derica's Designs attachment. It was one that China stole my picture of. And they still
And
didn't
look,
sell.
let me say something. So many people probably bought the China version, and the real version is in your shop.
Whatever.
I hate that. I'm like,
Whatever.
y'all can get the real
Yeah.
version.
So but that's what I had some bunny wreaths when COVID first hit. It was during Easter time. right before Easter in March, and they didn't sell. And the next the next spring or whatever, they were the first things to sell. So don't get discouraged. Like, we do need full shops. I am very guilty of not having a full Etsy shop. I just don't have the time. And honestly, having multiples is a great thing, but I'm just not a multiple kind of person. I'm more of a custom side, kind of person. So it's just, yeah, I struggle with
Yeah.
that. But anyways,
Yeah,
it's
I
don't
found
get
that when
discouraged.
I first started making wreaths, it's a journey, and when you're making it, you got to make it to kind of learn to grow. Some of those wreaths you might want to redo, and like you say, retake pictures, put it in your Etsy shop.
Exactly.
I've
That's a
even
big
taken
deal
some of
too.
those to a craft fair after I've grown a season and realized, okay, hey, these are maybe a lower price point. Just looking at my
Right.
growth from when I began my journey to
Exactly.
where
And
I
that's
am
another
now.
thing. Yeah, that's another thing that I teach to my students as well. Like, you have to be self-aware. So if they're like, oh, I don't know how much to charge for something. And of course, it's always kind of the rule of thumb is to do the materials times 3. But I always, sometimes if I struggle, I still struggle with pricing things. Sometimes I'll go look at something comparable on Etsy, y'all, but you have to be self-aware to where, you have to have not just the matching materials, but the matching talent to what you're pricing it for. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right.
So, and just like you said, it's like when I sold that ant wreath, it still looked great and super cute and still like my same ribbon type, but I added more florals to it and filler or whatever. So it's just be self-aware, redo your pictures, redo your Etsy tags, just renew your listing in general for 20 cents.
Yeah.
A lot of those things can trigger it to throw it back in the algorithm or whatever.
Yes, yes, yes. So, who is your number one supporter? Like, what's your support system as far as being a business owner? Um,
Um, well, it used to be me, but my husband's really gotten, he's really saw how, oh, he's probably watching right now, maybe. I don't I'm just kidding. But I mean, it's like, listen, this is the truth. My husband, he was never not my supporter. He's just a realist.
yeah.
And, he is just like, okay, you're going to pay your bills doing how, doing what, and doing what? Like, because,
Yes, not.
we wouldn't have what we have if it wasn't for him busting his behind at work. He wires airplanes for a living, and he's amazing at what he does. And he's a hard worker, and he's worked so hard for us ever since we've been married. He's a hard worker. So anyways, my point is that it's not that he wasn't, was purposely not, whatever, but now that he really has, they helped build my shop. And that's what happened is whenever I really started, not only when I started my group, I was up in a little a loft area. I had no space, but I also didn't have privacy. It overlooked my living room. So
Yeah.
you can go back on my KANDI'S Kreations page and look at old lives. I had terrible internet. We have no fiber internet here. And I had no room. I had no privacy. Y'all, when I tell you everything was against me, the
Yeah.
devil was after me. Like,
Yeah.
I am not even telling you a lie. So I, we decided we got a big metal building, and we built out one side. So it's air conditioner, insulated, and all that stuff. And the top of it is storage. And the other side right here is like the garage or whatever. So anyways, he and my dad, mostly my husband, and then somebody told us about the internet, T-Mobile internet. We were almost about to spend thousands and thousands of dollars for business internet. And then our friend told us about that, and it worked. $50 a month. It
Oh,
worked.
wow.
And it happened literally the month around the same exact time I got my shop. It was like everything, because I feel like because I stayed faithful and I kept
That's
pushing
right.
through and I did it anyways, y'all. I would record my tutorials and take them to my friend's house
Yeah.
before I quit my job. I can say this before I quit my job, I'd take them to my job and put them in the computer and upload them to Vimeo. Like, I
Yeah.
was just doing whatever it took to
Yeah.
get through. You can
Yeah.
go look at my old videos on my KANDI'S Kreations page, and they're so blurry that you can't even hardly watch them. But I did it anyways.
That's
And
right.
you know what? There's people that will still tell me, they're like, oh, I remember that. I remember that. Us doing this right now, I would never have been able to do this.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, God is so faithful. God is so faithful that I could not even tell you that how everything unfolded at one time in my life is insane. It's just so crazy to look back on it. So anyways, my husband has been amazingly supportive the past couple of years. Whenever he started seeing, people asking me to fly places and
Oh
design,
yeah.
and like, it's funny because like my daughter, she'll tell people, like, what do your parents do? She's like, my mom makes crafts. Like, it's a little bit more than I just, me just making
Yeah.
crafts. Like,
Yeah.
so, anyways, it's just, yeah, the past couple of years for the longest time, not to discourage anything, but I had to be my own cheerleader. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, when people didn't believe in me, I had to believe in myself because I knew that I would listen to podcasts on my way to work.
Yeah, I do that now.
Yes, I would, like, every
That's
kind
me.
of inspirational thing or entrepreneurial thing. I got a piece of hair falling right here. Like anything that I could soak my brain into, entrepreneurial wise or, spiritual wise, inspirational wise. That's all I would listen to.
Yes.
I don't even watch TV in my house.
Me
So
neither.
I just don't. I have no interest in that.
Yeah.
So I'm always just, watching whatever I can to grow or, watch people's lives and go hang out with the community and whatever else, too. I think that's also too, like, y'all, we have to be our own cheerleaders, but we have to be each other's cheerleaders because nobody
Yes.
understands. Like when I tell people that I'm going to a Wreath Makers live or whatever, like at the airport, this guy saw my shirt and he was like, Wreath Makers. And I was like, yeah, there's going to be 900 people there.
Right. It's a thing. Okay.
It's a thing. It's a real thing.
Put some respect on my name.
Yeah, like it's bigger. It's a bigger deal than you think it is. And
Yes.
honestly, that's why I'm glad that my husband got to go with my husband and Jen's husband got to go to see and meet these people, that they know who they are. Everybody knows
Yeah.
who is on the internet, from us. So it's for me. So, and my kids and stuff. And then the retreats that we put on here, and they're like, oh my gosh, the in-person retreats we do here in town. We could never do that without our husbands, y'all. They have everything putting together. Their glue pots, everything's plugged up, making sure there's no breakers popping. Like they claimed themselves our managers last time.
They are, girl. That's a good support system. Yeah.
Yes. So it has been, and I'm gonna tell you, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Being your own cheerleader for a long time is really hard, but you can do it. You can do it. And you know what? And then when you start proving to everybody, this is a real thing. And I'm really doing something. And it's not just for me, it's for other people. And I think that's probably what opened up my husband's eyes too, is like the in-person retreat we had here in town. We had 75 ladies there. And everybody wanted to take pictures with us. And I'm like, see, honey, I am a big deal. People think, you might not think I'm a big deal, but people think I'm a big deal.
Yeah.
So anyways, and I think it just it takes people just seeing, that we live in a world that people don't understand.
They don't.
And just like I shared to my page today that they buy those wreaths off those ads on Facebook.
Oh, yes.
They seriously have no idea. Like, you're going to get a wreath for $25. No, sis, you're not going to get a wreath for so
No. I had a customer one time just insisted one be bought from Amazon and worked on, and could I add to it? And I was like, sure. And when it got here, it was tiny as can be, and I was like, I told you.
And that's the thing is that if you're not, if you're not,
it's not going to be much for
right.
It's not.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are amazed though when they see us. It's really a customized pieces that we do,
right?
That we create. They're really amazed at it. So it is a thing. It is coming up. It's been up and coming. It's been a thing, and it's going to continue. But I just love as a community how we work together and we support one another in everything. No one is going to understand and get excited about a ribbon more than my friends.
You're right. If y'all didn't see, and that's what, if you didn't see the little interview, I bought Pilan knows because she was in my interview, but at General Wholesale, I bought this little microphone and I was going around interviewing people. So you'll have to go look on my KANDI'S Kreations for that.
It's
from
hilarious.
General Wholesale. But that is me and when I interviewed Amy from Bambi and Reed, she was like, that's what she said. She's just super glad and proud of how the community has grown, because when 9 and 10 years ago, nobody shared their knowledge. Nobody told you where you bought stuff. It is 100% different than it was then. And it's so much better, y'all. It is so much better than anything any of us could ever have imagined, because we all thought that you keep secrets, you keep it to yourself, you don't share, you don't whatever. And look how much from sharing our knowledge and our love for each other and our passion for, what we do, look how it's made all of us grow.
Exactly.
All of us. So, I mean, we are all better together 100%. And yes, there is drama out there, but I think that's one thing that I am so glad that God put Jennifer and Megan in my life, to really see the good in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's only drama if you allow it. Like if somebody starts to talk to either any of us about anything, we're like, listen, that has nothing to do with me. Like, I'm sorry, whatever. Like we just shut it down. And that's the way it should be. Like, it's just, it should be. We're just all better together, and it's grown so much. It's like it is a different community than it was 9 to 10 years ago. So I think that's probably one of the most things that I am proud of, is that I got to be a part of that. Like, it's mind blowing to even think that. So if you would have asked me 3 years ago that I was going to be where I was, and people were going to ask me to come on stage and do all the things, and people would know who I was, I would have never thought that in a million years. I promise.
Yes. Craig says, it has taken me so long to realize and appreciate all of the people that we have never met that support us so much. He said, because we don't always get that kind of support from our own family. And that is so true.
Girl,
I've been blessed to have some support within my family, but as far as my friends, like I said, they're not amused with, okay, girl, you got a ribbon and you're excited about a attachment, like a what?
No.
Do you want to go out or not?
I need to backtrack. And talk about my parents, because my dad and my bonus mom, I call her, they have been so supportive of me. Like, they'll be in Sam's and be like, this is the ribbon they got. What do you want? Like, in the past, like, really my life has come full circle in my business the past 2 to 3 years than ever ever. And then, and they're just like my husband, just realist, like, okay, well, if you're going to do this for a job, how are you going to make this work? And I made it work. Like, I'm not saying that I'm like anybody special. I just still work hard. I still want it. I don't just have a passion to make pretty things. I am hungry for the journey. That's what I am. I am hungry for learning all the ways and whatever, like, I love people. I love creating. I love fixing my cover photos. I did it for Jennifer and Megan and the bus. Like, I love all of it. I love it all. So it just.
Yes. Yeah. It's the journey, right? A lot of people say you find joy in your journey. It's not really going to be the monetary value of it. The end game. It's all the little steps, all the small wins.
100%. If I won the lottery, I tell everybody, if I won the lottery tomorrow, I would do it all for free. Of course, I have to have a paid group to pay my bills. Like, okay, I mean, it's just like, that's my job. And to sell what I make, right? That is my job. And I'll always, and people who are in my design school will tell you, I will always give more than I receive. Always. I try my best. Like, we have Etsy. I pay people, Lauren, to do Etsy critique. Etsy critiques. I'm fixing to start doing Wreath critiques. Like, I'm always thinking of ways that I can provide more value for everybody.
Right.
And, not just teaching people how to make stuff and where to get the materials. Like, I just try to do that. So anyways, it's just, just doing all the things.
Yes. So Miss Candy has brought us a lot of jewels today, a lot of gems. She's dropping a lot of knowledge on y'all. I hope y'all are catching the messages. I'm catching the messages.
Listen, I'm just telling you, there is no
find joy in your journey.
There's no secret. There is no secret sauce.
No secret sauce, but she dropped some gems, you guys. You didn't hear her say she's trying to. The more she adds value to others, it's about serving others, you guys. And she truly has found her purpose. If you would do it for free, you are walking in your purpose. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's how you know this is your purpose. And
you can save this for later, because if I somehow win the lottery,
yeah,
I need the money.
I probably would too, friend. Right. I gotta make something.
Yes. Well,
I would probably have more of a stash, but
this is true, girl. I don't need. And then, you know what? That is one thing too. I want to tell y'all, I'm really good about is that, of course, if I see something, I'm like, oh my God, I love that, and I have to have it. Yes, I do, but I'm really good. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at all this living right now, but I try my best, and I have a lot of stuff, but I am really good at saying, okay, I don't really need all that. I don't need this. I'm not buying, like I didn't buy when we went to General Wholesale. I bought some stuff, but I didn't go crazy.
Yeah.
I know what I tried to use what I have, first or whatever, but if I see a good bush, I'm gonna be like, oh, I need that bush, So it just depends. I mean, but for the most part, I really am try to, do with what I got.
Yeah.
Don't go in debt for trying to.
Oh no, I'm a good sales girl.
All the things.
I will grab a good sale.
Right, you don't need all the things. Yeah, I don't buy nothing unless it's on sale. Yeah. I don't buy nothing unless it's on sale.
Good sales girl.
Yes.
So it'll add up over time, but it was on sale.
Even if you do tutorials, or even if you want to go live on Facebook, use your phone. You ain't got to do all that. You don't have to have all the fancy, expensive things. Don't sit here and wait until you have all the fancy things, because you don't need that. So, and you know what? I know that's another thing that the wreathing community, it does seem saturated, or Etsy seems saturated, but people will love you for you. People will love you for you. And people are always like, I'm scared to go live or whatever else. And Lori's on here. I see her. And we'll call her out real quick. Everybody loves her. Like, she's so funny and sweet, and she's so talented.
She's amazing, right?
Like, I mean, there's people, Megan and I both, because we talk a lot, as y'all can tell, but Megan will send me a screenshot of somebody being ugly to her or whatever else. And, I got to go comment on that person's comment on her page. So like, they're just like, are you going to keep talking or whatever else? And like, you know what? You're not for me. Like, okay, you don't have to be here. Like, there's going to be those people, but who cares?
You can't satisfy 100% of people. If it's like they say, it's 99 people in the room, and if I touch one, then that's who you were meant to talk to.
Absolutely.
That's it. Okay.
100%.
You won. You made you did your thing. Move on.
Right.
So and you're just not for that person.
Like in the design school, I used to get so like people would come and go or whatever else. And most of the time it's just because they can't afford it anymore or something like that. And I used to take it so serious, like take it to heart. But then I'm like, Candy, like, it's not about you. It's fine. It's
not.
Yeah. So anyways, but just my whole point is that people don't be scared, because there is a customer for everybody. There is, your people are out there. You just have to put yourself out there. And it's scary. It really, you can go back and watch my first live, and I was shaking and like.
But you have to get through it. You will get through it.
And the more, it's just like riding a bicycle. The more you do it, the more you'll get used to it, and the more you'll just be comfortable with it,
Mm-hmm. So we all have like a little voice in our head. People like to say you crazy or you talking to yourself. We all talk to ourselves, okay? Admit it.
Yeah.
And I want you to admit it.
Yes.
When you start saying, oh my God, I'm scared. They're going to think this. They're going to say this. They're going to say that. Is it true? Say to that little voice in your head. Is that a fact? And is it true?
Right. Absolutely. I tell y'all.
It is not a fact.
No.
And the facts are 90% of this community supports you. We don't talk crazy to you. We love to see you. Even if you're shaking in your boots, like we're not even going to notice, or we're going to, have empathy and really sympathize with what you're going through, because we've all been there. We've all been shaken and started and done our own first lives or whatever. So just ask yourself. It's yourself that's putting yourself in. You're the only person putting yourself in the way of that. So is it true? Is it a fact, and is it true? And if it's not, just calm down, just breathe, and you'll get through it, and you'll do great. And you go
Yeah.
on the next time. And
I
then once
watch
you start getting used to it, you
Yeah.
know.
I watch Mel Robbins. If y'all don't follow her, she's
I
on
love
all
Mel
the things.
Robbins.
And she came out with that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. And when you
Right.
start really overreacting about something, like, because I will with my kids or whatever, like if my son doesn't message me back or whatever else, I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
he's fine. Calm down.
Yeah. It's
It's
not
5,
true.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
And then it really will bring you back down to reality. And it
Yeah.
will kind
Yeah.
of like, okay, come on now. Let's make sense of what you're thinking about, So
Yeah. Because 90%, I'm telling you, 90% of your viewers are going to love you. They're going to be
yeah,
high and everything else like normal.
right.
Just get out your head a little bit.
And that's the thing, is that you don't ever know, just like the lady that said that we helped her get through her husband's passing, or her dad's passing is what it was. And like, there's so many people out there that is their only outlet, is the internet, and to hang out with people
Yeah.
and whatever else. They don't even get to get out and talk to people. You don't ever know who you're,
Who
keeping
you're
company
touching.
or whatever. Yeah. So
Yeah. Yes. So that's what this show is absolutely all about. I want to thank you guys, and thank Kandi, of course, for coming on.
thank you for having me. I'm honored.
Yes, I want to do this show to just kind of give an impact, because the things that you went through just to become successful, just sharing that with other people. Like you say, it's all about impacting and sharing and changing lives of others. Tell everyone where they can find you and find your design school, and if they can follow you and all of those things.
Well, I have everything that you could possibly imagine. It's I should have done it to my link tree to the comments. Absolutely. Well, let me do this. Let me go out and I will share my link tree. And this is what has all the links to all of my Facebook, my Pinterest, my Instagram, my design school, my everything. So there it is in the comments. And it'll take you to all things KANDI'S Kreations. And there's even a Canva tutorial it'll take you to. And there's all kind of stuff in there. And I have a lot of my affiliate links to where I shop at. KANDI'S Fellas, Damon, shoplikekandi.com. There's a lot of places where I shop as well. And I have an Amazon influencer link in there. There's all kind of stuff in there.
Yes, so I think this is absolutely amazing. We'll have to have you on again, because of course you'll be doing more major things, and I want to give you another pair of flowers. I don't care.
Well, I hope so. And thank you for letting me be your first guest. And I want to say that I am so proud of you, and I can't wait to watch your future podcast with everybody. This was super fun.
So excited. You guys will be back next Sunday, which will be Easter Sunday, so it'll be on a little later in the evening. We will have Michelle on with Greenery Guy.
Oh, yay!
I'm so excited to have her. Yes. She was just actually published in Women's World magazine for the wreath making community. Go on, girl.
I know,
so
right?
We gotta give her some flowers, of course. That is major. Like, that's one of my mom's favorite magazines, a weekly magazine that she picks up at the grocery store, honey.
Oh my God.
And she loves it. And so I'm super excited to have her on. I know she's done some things with you at your retreat also. So that'll be awesome to just have her. But I want to thank you so much, Kandi.
Thank you.
Like I've told you, you've been such a mentor to me. You've told me some life-changing advice, and I am going to do it. I just love you.
And I will. I'm gonna stay on you, so don't get mad at me when I stay on you. I'm gonna come for you. But if any of y'all ever want to shoot me a message, Megan does help admin my KANDI'S Kreations page. So if it's something she can't answer, but most of the time I stay on top of it too. My page stays pretty busy. So, but yeah, I'm happy to help anybody that ever has any questions. And y'all, I mean, just do it scared. I saw somebody say, like that's what that was Julie Samako's saying, where she came
all right now. I got some gems now. I love it.
Yes, do it scared. do it scared, because we know what. And that's the thing, is that I would not be here without all of y'all. Like, and that's how Craig and all of them. Craig and Melissa go live, and they have 300-400 people watching them now. I don't get that many people watching me. I don't go live a whole lot because I'll be slacking. But anyway, people love people because they love you because you're you. So
that's right.
You know
That's
what?
right.
You put in the effort and it will be seen and it will be rewarded. So y'all just all keep going. I am only here sitting here talking to you because I chose to keep going.
That's right. That's right. Well,
So,
thank you so much. And
all
you guys have
right.
a great Sunday. We'll see you back next Sunday right here at MoodMakers Home Decor. If you want to watch the replay or listen to the audio version like I do when I'm at work, I'm listening to my podcast. Check it out on Spotify. I'll see you guys later. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.